Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to number 70 of our fundamental supersize business strategies. As you can hear in my throat, I've got a cold. It's getting to be that time of year, fall, spring, summer, winter, change of seasons. Great time to catch bugs. Plenty of them in supplies. Well, today we're talking about supply strategies or the supply chain strategies that we use to grow and build and supersize our business. This is one of those really important foundational strategies that every business, no matter what business you're in, needs to have documented and as a part of our standard operating procedures and part of our business. Why? Because managing our suppliers and our supply chain is a very important part of our profit process. Depending on the type of business will determine how critical that is for you. Now, I was in manufacturing for decades, at least 4 decades, and learned very early on that if we didn't have great relationships with our suppliers and our vendors, we were not going to have the things we needed to produce our products for our customers. And so did a lot of work on relationships with suppliers, did a lot of work on making sure that we had a relationship that was beneficial for both parties. So it's always got to be a win-win. If you're not paying enough for your supplies, you're not getting the highest quality supplies, you're not getting them in a timely manner, and all kinds of problems. If your suppliers can't make money, they're going to go out of business, and you're going to find yourself at a loss for having good suppliers and good relationships. We want to leverage technology. Nowadays, it's so much easier to manage our suppliers and our supply chain than it was back when I was in corporate America and just starting out in business. We didn't have all the technology we have now. We didn't have any of the tracking or computer information that we have now. It was a lot more labor-intensive, hands-on, paper-intensive challenge and communication challenge in terms of how we built those relationships than it is nowadays. We want to improve our communications, always be looking to improve our communications everywhere in our organization, but particularly and especially with our suppliers and vendors, right? If they don't know what we need and want, then they can't provide it for us. We want to reduce bottlenecks in that process whenever and wherever possible. And keep in mind that sometimes we are indeed the bottleneck. We don't want to be the bottleneck. Ensure timely delivery and cost effectiveness and cost efficiencies. And I would add nowadays scalability and the ability to be sustainable, right? And make sure that we're making the world a better place by joining forces with suppliers that have similar core values and beliefs about the world and making the world a better place that we have. If you don't care about that, then that's probably not one of your supplier selection criteria. Do you have a supplier selection criteria? Do you have a process that you run your suppliers through to determine if you want them to be your supplier or not? There are lots of possibilities of finding different suppliers and different relationships. You might as well form relationships with the ones that are most in alignment with your business and your beliefs and your values. I think that has been one of the big lessons I learned over my lifetime so far is that we can do business with people that give us the cheapest price, but we won't necessarily get the relationships and the things that we need. And as soon as somebody comes along with a cheaper price, we would be tempted to go with them. Yet that, in my vast experience, has proven to not be the best strategy. Pricing is a whole other strategy. We talked about that. I have to go back in my list of 70 and see what I've covered and what I haven't, because that might be one we should revisit as well. So curious, do you have a supply chain strategy? Do you have a supply strategy for your organization? Do you have a process that you use to analyze, select, and criteria you use to select your suppliers? Picking a supplier is as important as picking the talent and the people that are going to join our organization. So if we have hiring criteria and hiring processes and procedures, why on earth would we not have those for our suppliers and our vendors? All right, that's it. Have an awesome day. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, I'm going to go drink some emergency for my throat, and I wish you an awesome day.